Yeah, thank you so much, Chuck and Nandini. Great start, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. So, and I think in today's call, we're going to talk about the overall data estate transformations and data strategy. So, let's dive into the this kind of when you are going through this typical kind of a data analytics journey, right? When you start this data analytics ecosystem, kind of think about the overall data foundation or data strategy. Let's walk through a couple of team structure first of all, right? So within enterprise, kind of a small, medium, large, different kind of a segment or different set of customers, right? They have a different kind of a business area kind of a teams, right? And along with that, they have a centralized kind of a data platform team. But when you start kind of solving a particular business problem, right? In that analytics ecosystem, you have a different technical teams, right? And you go through, like, to solve that particular problem, you go through different kind of a different products and all the products coming from different vendors. And as soon as you start kind of implementing those products coming from different vendors, every products or technology stack, they have their own kind of a metadata system, or they have their own security, right? And they have their own governance, right? So most of the time you are spending in terms of integrating this tool set, right? Or kind of stitching these components together, right? And our goal is to help domain team or kind of a business team to kind of drive the value, creating more and more kind of a data products in those areas, rather than kind of integrating kind of these products or kind of ecosystem, right? So because the other thing is the not only just stitching this together, that's one of the thing, but when you think about the costing aspect. So for example, like when you allocate some resources or compute to one set of kind of a product, right? And if that's not being used, you are not sharing with other kind of products, because the products kind of it's from a different vendor. So you are not using those kind of a costing model as a effective way. That's one of the things. So when you run into this kind of fragmented architecture and trying to kind of solve this as a unified way, that's where kind of a Microsoft Fabric comes in actually, right? Okay, so these are the typical problem statement when we talk to all the CDOs and kind of data leaders, right? What are the typical challenges for kind of end-to-end data, kind of a getting the value out of your data? So the very first thing we notice is still I see a lot of customers still using the data in SharePoint or spreadsheet, right? And like whenever the business units start kind of solving a particular problem, right, they start onboarding the data in a kind of a specific within that team or within that department, right? And that data is not being kind of shared with anybody within the other set of business units or organization, right? And when some other department needs kind of a data, they again start the similar workflow. So you end up with a lot of kind of a data duplication, and then at some point that data collaborations or data sharing is not happening, and you are doing a lot of data copying exercise and then ETL and a lot of stuff, right? So that's the very first problem statement we really observe across all the landscape of customers, right? And in addition to that, I think the governance and security, those are the major challenges. Nowadays, I think every organizations, every industry, all of them kind of, exploring the AI transformations, right? So when they go through these AI transformations or, the data kind of a data estate transformations, governance and security playing a really key role kind of moving towards your next phase, right? And when you think about all of these challenges, right, one thing is the technology alone cannot do all magic, right? So how we can solve this in terms of organizational kind of a culture management or change management, that's one of the area. The other thing is kind of having the right ecosystem in terms of unified architecture, where you are not spending too much time in terms of stitching these components together in those areas, right? So those are the typical kind of a, based on our discussion with all the CDOs and data leaders, we have kind of seen these challenges. Yeah, next slide please.